Hi everyone, this is Marianne here from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. How are we all? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Firstly, thank you for your feedback on my recent videos. Comments, likes and subscriptions help keep this channel growing. So thank you very much for being here with me. Now, secondly, I posted a link to a podcast I've just started, just as another way to bring some broad content to you. You know, it'll always be esoterical, it'll always be spiritual, but it should be and will be inspirational. So thank you for your feedback on my first podcast. I posted it on my community tab on YouTube. I was a little bit nervous. I used to do a community radio station with a good friend decades ago. So I am very rusty, but I'm going to warm to it, I think, and enjoy it. So it's just some more variety for you and for me. And I'll still be here. I'll still be here on YouTube. I'll still be doing these readings. I also just want to chat briefly about the shorts. Some people might be going, what are you doing shorts for? I could well ask myself the same question. YouTube has changed its algorithm to accommodate shorts, and a lot of shorts. So unless you're kind of doing shorts, well, put it this way. If the previous algorithm could hold this much of our long form videos, then imagine the shorts come in and the algorithm has to accommodate those. So some long form videos, unless you subscribe to them, then just may not come up in your feed. By doing shorts, what I do is just let people know the light's on my channel. So I'll keep bringing them to you, but I'll just switch it up a bit. We might do some questions that everybody's always wanted, quick questions that everybody's always wanted the answer to, life questions. So anyway, keeping the lights on here on Revealing Light, let's get started with our reading. I was spitting fire yesterday when somebody I know had seen, they tend toward that kind of way of thinking because they were watching Tucker Carlson, and they said to me, see, January the 6th wasn't so bad. The cops let them in, and that bloke who was supposed to die, well, he's walking around that building. Imagine, I had to take deep breaths and inform them that the police were outnumbered, so outnumbered, and they had to be very judicious in what they did. And when they were walking around with the shaman, they were walking around with him like you would do not a dangerous dog, but somebody, oh no, I shouldn't use that. I've got dogs on the brain. Like somebody you weren't sure of what they were going to do. So they were shepherding him, in other words, knowing that they had to pick their fights because they were so outnumbered. So that's that. The other reason was the police were getting crushed in the doors and the barricades, and you've all seen that footage. But I could swear Carlson, and you know what I mean, didn't bother showing that. As for the policeman that died, person that died, he was bashed repeatedly with fire extinguishers, repeatedly sprayed with bear spray during the course of that day, and went home and died of, I think it was either a heart attack or a stroke. So, and I think there were 3 other police officers that actually went home and committed suicide. I should say self-harm. Because that word can be triggering for some. My apologies. They took their own lives. So that is the context for which Carlson released that selective footage. So I was breathing fire yesterday. I don't think anyone, well, some were fooled, but I don't think the majority of people would have been fooled by Carlson's abysmal low act. So let's see, did the majority believe him? Was this part of, the secondary question we'll ask, was this part of the deal McCarthy made with MAGAs to hand over that footage? But I've got other questions, but let's see how we go. Sorry, I just saw Spirit. So, okay, sorry. Somebody is here in the room with me. And you all know they're not quite Casper the friendly ghost, but they are friendly ghosts. So I just want to welcome you. Thanks for showing up. That was a fairly obvious outline there. Okay, and I saw someone there earlier on when I started. So this is probably Saturn in Pisces. I feel that it's been, it's just my connection to spirit, whether it be nature, spirits, animals, the afterlife has just gone whoosh since Saturn moved into Pisces. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. Sorry, it's a bit freaky. Okay, let's just all right. Let's keep going. Obviously my feeling or emotion has brought probably my guides around me. Okay, the Emperor, control. All right. Control and authority. All right, so let's have a look. Carlson, did the majority of people believe Carlson's take on January the 6th? Did the majority of people believe, no matter where they're located in the world, did the majority believe Carlson on Fox when he showed selected bits of footage for January 6th? Violent riot. Did the majority believe? Most people are heartbroken, and I would say that's Americans. Most people are just flat out heartbroken, and he did not read the room, because I think there are deep wounds at seeing the desecration of the Capitol on that day. The Queen of Wands is crossing the Three of Swords. The Queen of Wands. She often comes up. She brings forward stability through passion and motivation. So I think it galvanised people's views of January the 6th. I asked about the majority. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. What an absolute travesty. In the past, we've got the Two of Pentacles, decisions. I don't think it was, it's a shame we don't have access to Fox's emails. Maybe we will in a couple of years when somebody sues Carlson for showing footage of that, somebody who was gravely injured, or even better still, family of someone who went to prison for all that time. It's a changing climate, and the Dominion versus Fox defamation suit is showing us that. They hated Trump, by the way. That's come out in that evidence. The anchors, Fox anchors, didn't like him, but were afraid to go against him. Now, people are tired. People are tired of these antics. It is not 2020. It is not 2019, 2018. It's not even 2021 or even 2022. We started to get real tired in 2022. Now we get regret, loss and death. I think the majority were disgusted. So we've got the Four of Pentacles in the here and now. They're holding back more, but they're also holding back information, and we know it. So we have the Knight of Pentacles in the environment around. Why did they do it? Because they're hemorrhaging money. That's why they did it. This was nothing more than a cash grab, a money grab, according to these tarot cards. The moon in the hopes and fears, things coming to the surface. This is also extreme emotion. It's also instinctive behaviour where you can't really help yourself. And the Ace of Wands is a new start. Basically, people's emotions and passions are tired of this abhorrent trashy way of what they're doing, and they want to move on. Page of Swords, they probably saw him as being, somebody that you would view who was like 21 years of age and so much to learn. This is also spy in the camp, and the devil is clarifying that. So who knows what deal Tucker Carlson made with people like Trump or whoever. We're not getting the full picture here as to we know it was a cash grab, but there are other reasons why Tucker Carlson was so motivated to do this, and is he, I'm just going to pose the question, like so many that we've seen with connections to Russia. Tucker Carlson, it's a question, got connections to Russia? The base of the pack is the Queen of Swords. Okay, so I think this could be, and money and the truth. Okay, so I'm feeling that, I've long said that there could be some legal action coming from this. I won't ask that question because I want to get on to, that's for down the road. I want to get on to, every step they take down this very slippery path. It's like the illusion's been shattered, as I've said now for a couple of months in my astrology readings. It shows that, and intuitively I feel like that. And so everything that they do that is rogue, out of bounds, out of human decency, outside those bounds of human decency, somehow or some way it's going to catch up with them in the future in a court of law. Whether that's through a civil suit or otherwise, criminal. All right, let's have a look why McCarthy did this. Was this part of the deal? Let's show. Oh, coat hangered. Okay, McCarthy may have been coat hangered. Why do I see a coat hanger? All right. I don't really want to see that image either. Okay, so that's really odd. Okay, why did McCarthy give this? Was this part of the MAGA deal? Yeah, I'm just seeing a whole lot of suits on coat hangers. To me, it's, like, what is that clairvoyance telling me? It could be telling me as, don't take your jacket off too soon, speaker, because if you don't do this, you won't be speaker. Okay, so was this part of the deal McCarthy did? Was handing over the footage part of the deal McCarthy did for the MAGAs? I'm seeing a coin here. There are other reasons. Judgment, inevitability. Well, he certainly received judgment for it, but it was a part of it was inevitable that he would do it. Now, it's crossed by the Nine of Wands. So how do they fight when they know that, they've lost so much in the past? The red wave, whatever the goodness that was, didn't really, mature. They're feeling a bit like this, but there's going to have to be boundaries at a higher level against what he's done, something like this. And the way those boundaries will come will be in 2024. Now, we've got the Magician, we've got manifesting, but also manipulation as well. Manifesting something. What are they? A new fight. Are they too blind? I just like to tell them that the way that they're going is not a winning formula. And it looks like they're trying to kickstart things because, it's the Two of Pentacles. They're juggling. It's a bit of a high wire act for him. Let's see about the magas. Yeah, okay. So, loss. He was threatened with loss. If you don't do this, you will lose. This is also ginning up donors, trying to restart the momentum of fundraising and magas, because it's dropped. It's really dropped. Okay. Three of Pentacles. Okay, working. There were three others. So it wasn't just Marjorie. It wasn't just Marjorie. There were others here too. Gates, Bobert, whoever. Maybe I'm missing Perry. But there were others here. This wasn't just one person. Okay, the lie, the big lies, theft and stealing. Goodness gracious me. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles, independence, having the environment around money. So this is all really it's like a PR, not public relations. It's like a communication / fundraising campaign. And that's as plain as I can put it. And what generates this response and money and donations is lying. So they think. In the hopes and fears, we have the past, fear of the past. So let's not forget that. Let's change public opinion and litigate this in the court of public opinion in case we too get caught up legally in this. Yeah, okay, so 3 cups were lost and 1 was remaining. He was offered a cup. Disappointment for the position. Yeah, the Emperor. That Emperor jumped out at the beginning, didn't it? And then we get isolation. Who would want that position? Queen of Swords. Okay, so there's a fairly prominent woman here, perhaps an air sign, and we get the Devil here. This would have to be Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, and the Knight of Cups. An offer too good for him to refuse. So I'm going to say this was part of an offer. It's not just one person, but there is a prominent air sign, could be male or female, involved here. All right, so let's go to, there is a very important matter before a Texas federal judge on whether or not it's legal to prescribe abortion pills or send them, in Texas, take an abortion pill in Texas, even if they come from out of state. God. But at the same time, there is a civil case where a woman who was denied an abortion, life-threatening operation to save her life, is suing. I think it is in Texas. Anyway, will that Texas federal court judge rule to abolish abortion pills in Texas? And of course that will then, because he's a federal judge, will flow on to other states, and then of course it goes to the Supreme Court, and we all know that the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Who is the deep state? The deep state seek to control other people's lives, and from where I'm sitting in Australia, it seems like that's all the GOP does. Try and control other people's personal health decisions. Cultural, religious. I don't know about religious yet. Gender, sexuality, learning, education. They're trying to control every facet of those things that I've just mentioned. So, whoa, Page of Cups. Okay, so that's something that takes us by surprise. Will this Texas judge rule to ban the abortion pill in Texas? Will this federal court judge rule to ban... He keeps being offered a cup. He's being offered something. All right, so we've got the Two of Pentacles, walking a high wire act, and we've got pausing something or suspending it. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune is at the foundation of the reading. That's change, but at the moment it's kind of like paused in some way. We do get the Magician in the past, so that always worries me. And we get celebration in the sky. What's crowding this reading, or a potential outcome, could be a potential outcome. Yeah. All right. They're working on it, or he's working on it. Gosh. We get Justice in the here and now. Well, these cards are pretty apt, aren't they? But we get holding back information, insecurity, and playing one's cards close to the chest. That's the environment around. Hopes and fears. We're going to have to go back to the drawing board. That's the fear. The King of Wands. I'm not sure what star sign he is, but that's my signifier card for the courts. It would, control. He'll make the decision, I'm sorry, but we also have the Ten of Swords clarifying this. The Tower underneath. It is going to cause mayhem. And it will involve the federal government. But I'm kind of thinking that I'm not sure if an executive action by Biden can take precedence in case he does. But I'm feeling that he's going to rule to ban it in Texas, and of course that will then have a flow on. Show me this King of Wands, the Emperor, Ten of Swords. The ending of Biden's executive authority, perhaps. I'm not sure what he did with the executive authority for the abortion pill. Show me, oh God, this, it's... Show me this King of Wands. Will they ban the abortion pill? Show me, is this yes, as I suspect it is? Is this yes? Yeah, Biden keeps coming back. Is this overturning his executive authority? And we get the Six of Swords moving on, moving out of troubled waters. Let's just turn those up the right way. We have the Sun card. Seems like Biden has the upper hand in some way. I can only interpret these, but it's huge. It's like it's a weight and having to revisit it. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I know what's going on here. These are my cards. I know what's going on with my cards. Yeah, I think he does, but I think there's some kind of action that Biden does, which helps in some way. So I guess the DOJ would appeal that all the way to the Supreme Court. We'll see what happens as that pans out. Okay, so I've had a lot of questions on DeSantis. And I'm just going to ask, I'll do a broader reading on him soon. Sorry, there's just a lot of movement in the room. That is sort of catching my eye. I should ask what Spirit wants to... Okay, let's forget DeSantis for another reading. Let's ask what Spirit wants to bring forward and why I'm seeing so much Spirit in the room while I'm reading. Not interrupting me, but it's catching my eye. Okay, so what does Spirit want to tell us? Slow down, take a few deep breaths. What does Spirit want to say right now? What does Spirit want to say? Maybe there's a message. There's a heavy decision, crossroads at this time. There's a lot of grief around. There's a lot of heartbreak around. And we get the family and falling back into those loving, supportive relationships that you have as the foundation of the reading. We do have a new start in the past, the Fool card. And we have the Knight of Wands, movement forward. I like this reading. movement forward, the Knight of Wands, quick knight. And we have the Nine of Pentacles, which of course is independence. So out of this sort of messages of, what people would feel very heavily, these readings, these questions, not these readings, but these questions that I've been asking, there's kind of like movement forward. The King of Pentacles, the businessman, the oligarch, that's my card for Trump. The environment around is, we're doing it tough. And in a way, this is the phenomenon that Trump presented in 2016. But we have this feeling of insecurity, of holding back all the time. But the advice is to be happy. The Sun card is glorious, glorious, rather than the obstacles and challenges of partisanship, feeling like you have to defend yourself. We've got the Moon, things coming to the surface. We need to concentrate on happiness and the Hierophant, endings and beginnings, and taking that cup, and something about going back to the past. So that's the way I see it, folks. If you've noticed anything during this reading, all I can say is Spirit is around, and I just diverged. Remember the Sun card. It's going to be okay. Remember the Sun card. This is the Rider-Waite Black and Gold edition. I don't know, you just have to find it. I think I found this deck on Etsy, so I don't have any sort of links for it, but I'll show you the box in it if anyone's interested in buying it. That's what it looks like. The gold and it's just got insights into the Arcana by Mary K. Greer Tarot, gold and black edition. So there you go. I think someone just took Rider-Waite and made them into black and gold cards. But anyway, you see what you can see. I'm heading off tomorrow for a trip to Canberra, just an overnighter, but I hope to bring you some footage of our nation's capital, and it'll be Marianne's Day out in the nation's capital. And I've still got my ghost busting video in the edit suite, but it's I've been busy lately with a lot of things. But hey, thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.